So this is sections 3.6 and looking at a real world problem again. So looking at problem 73 on 235, it says mobile internet users. The graph models the number of mobile internet users worldwide in millions from 2009 to 2015. So the line passes through the points 2009, 700 and 2015, 1900. Explain the meaning of the first point. So if I look at the first point and I'm looking at the graph, this is talking about years for the x-axis, and this is in the millions of mobile internet users. So it's just saying that in the year 2009 that 700 million people were using the internet. So that's really what part A is. Then when you explain the first point, use the first point to write a point slope form for the equation. So let's do that. So let's go back to my table here. Let's write down the 2 points because I need the 2 points to actually calculate slope. So that's 2009, 700. And then the other one is 2015, and that's 1900. Okay, so I need to calculate slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. And so now it's what, 1900 minus 700. Okay, and that's all over 2015 minus 2009. So 1900 minus 700 is what, 1200? And then 2015 minus 2009 is only what, 6 years. Okay, and so we're looking at 200 is my slope. So this is telling me, if you look at that, that basically I have 200 million users per year is what this is telling me for slope. So that's a good thing to know. Probably going to ask me that question anyways. So it says to use the first point to create the point slope form. So that's y minus 700 equal to 200 times x minus 2019. So here is the first thing they ask me to do. Use the first point to do that. Use the graph to estimate the number of mobile users in the year 2013. So let's go back to the book. So looking at it, and I'll try to make it bigger, see if I can make that bigger. There we go. But I can't see it now. Yep, so that's too big. Okay. What happened there? Alright. So in 2013, which is right here, I can see that it's not quite in between it's in between these two crosshairs. So this right here is 1400, this is 1600. So I'm kind of guessing it's kind of halfway in between. So by the graph, it looks like there's about 1500 users or 1500 users. Really means 1500 million mobile users for the internet. So now let's use the equation to determine, because that's what they want us to do next. Let's use the equation to estimate the number of mobile users. So I'm going to put in 1300 for the x. So x is going to be 1300. So y minus 700 equal to 2000 times 1300 minus 2019. So I've got y minus 700. Then I take the 1300 and minus it from the 2019. So minus 2019. So I get negative, because it's equals. This is 200 times negative 719. Okay, now I'm going to multiply it times the 200. So now I have y minus 700 equal to negative 43800. When I add 700, I get a negative number, so plus 700. So now I get negative 143100. Well, first of all, I'm getting a negative number. So it's telling me somewhere in here I made a mistake. And so this is telling me that I put this in the wrong place. This is how many people. So that should have gone in for the y instead of the x. The x is the year. So let's redo that. So that's 1300 minus 700 equal to 200 times x minus 2019. Alright, so now let's do that now. So I take 1300 minus the 700 and I get 600. So this is 600. Okay, and then I'll distribute, so that's 200x, and then I'll just multiply the 200 times that. So 200 times 2019. Okay, and so I get 403,800. Okay, now I'm going to move this to the other side, so I've got to add the 403,800 to both sides. Okay, which makes me feel a whole lot better because now I've got a positive number. Before I got a negative number, and that didn't quite make sense to me when I got done with that. Okay, and then I'm going to divide by 200. And I get 2022. So in the year 2022, this is my year, okay, of which I would have the 1,300, well, basically 1,300 million users is what that is. And so that's how that works. Part D, interpret the slope as a rate of change. Well, I did that already. I did already say that you're getting about 200 million users per year is what this is saying. So again, it's just nice to show that, hey, when you're doing stuff, does this come out to the thinking that you're expecting? I was not expecting a negative number, so that made me realize there's some mistake here, and this makes more sense to me. And so I had to go back and realize what was the 1,300 telling me. It's telling me how many users, not the year. So that's a good thing to always keep in mind is when you're doing real world problems is this making sense as you're doing it? Okay?